Welcome back to the channel. Let's get right into it. Kendra G had a conversation with her best friend, who I guess is married to a guy who's relatively successful, and she's a good-looking woman. But this conversation is going to prove to you guys and show you guys in a very swift manner that even women who are married a lot of the times, if they have bias towards men, it's still going to show. And it's going to prove that women who are married don't automatically have good dating advice to offer. Shouts out to the man who's married to this lady. I'm here to say right off the bat, I'm not here to shame your wife. I'm going to more or less attack her belief systems. Hit the subscribe button, also hit the notification bell. Let's not waste 1 minute.
Men, it really was like the stars just aligned and God got involved. It was a blessing.
No, I think so too. But that's the reason why, for the backstory, why I wouldn't just say, yes, you need to have children by a certain age, because it's not because you were. To this day, people still talk about my Kevin Samuels interview. Oof. Like, to this day, right? May he rest in peace. You know, not trying. I don't play with people that pass on.
Yeah.
But I remember in that interview, he really got upset with me because he really wanted me to tell women, you must have children by a certain time.
He wasn't telling you to tell women anything. He told you that that's just what it is. He didn't care what you told your audience. Your audience was mad irrelevant at that time. Nobody was thinking about your show. He knew that he was far eclipsing you. He didn't even see you as comp. Let's just be honest about this, Kendra.
Right, because at that time, during that interview, you were pregnant with your first child. And how old were you?
I was 40 years old, and I had her when I was 41.
Yeah, so you were pregnant at 40. Mm-hmm. And you guys were married at that time, right?
Well, we got engaged, and then I got pregnant,
yes.
And then we got married, and then we had her.
Right. But what's crazy is you guys got engaged not because you were pregnant. You didn't even know you were pregnant.
No.
You just got engaged.
We got engaged. I mean, it was time. We had been together for 5 years.
Right.
So it was
okay.
like, okay, let's, it's time.
Okay. Well, I'm having a deep dive in that. But that's the reason why, for the backstory, why I wouldn't just say, yes, you need to have children by a certain age, because I witnessed your journey. Like, you literally was pregnant at 40 and had a baby at 41.
Naturally, also.
Naturally.
Which is honestly, I do like to also say that it was a little bit divine intervention, because I had never been pregnant before in my life.
Right.
I had never been pregnant.
Okay.
So to have gotten pregnant at 40 years old with my, soon to be husband, it really was like the stars just aligned and God got involved. It was a blessing.
No, I think so too. Because you wasn't even pressed to be a mom.
No, I was.
You're like a great.
So, Kendra, let me get this straight. So the one anecdotal experience that you have to bring to the forefront for us, to prove to us that you can get married at any age, the person who in fact got married is describing that marriage like it's a miracle. She's like, I don't even really know how this shit happened, bitch. Like, I got pregnant at 40. We was together for 5 years, and he just married me. Like, I don't know. Like, haven't you noticed, Kendra? She's not talking about it like there's a formula, like there's a strategy other women can follow. She's talking about it like it's borderline a fluke. And I'm not even saying that it's a fluke. I'm saying that she's exceptional. Something is happening for her that won't happen typically and on a more frequent basis for every other woman. So does that make it good advice? Just because you know one person who something exceptional happened to, what does that mean for everyone else? That's what Mr. Samuels was saying when you tried to bring her up to him.
There's plenty of women that I know that have had babies in their 40s, that have gotten married in their 40s. It can happen.
So, to get me, are y'all starting to understand where we're coming from and why Kendra G just doesn't understand this stuff? Let's get back into it.
I almost can't even almost remember the days when you were not a mom, because you're a really good mom. You enjoy being a mom. This is why sometimes I feel like, I know, listen, it's not a lie. When you get older, it is becoming more complicated to have children. But the blessing when you get older, you already lived your life.
Yeah, period.
Like, you already lived your life. You're not mad at your child. Like, I could be in Jamaica right now if it wasn't for you.
All of that.
We did all the things.
Why in the hell would you be mad at your child because you couldn't go to Jamaica? See, this speaks so much to like the way modern women think about family. This is why it isn't you guys' money that's making you guys less attractive. It's what the money's turning you into. It's making you value the family structure less. Dollar bills don't make men upset. Dollar bills make men excited. We love money. We just don't love when money can be the thing that'll make a woman not want to raise children anymore.
I see people online, they're like, why would you have children older? Like, it's so strange when I see it. Like, people will say, or women will say, I'm in my 20s, I couldn't imagine having kids in my 40s, or I'm in my 30s, I couldn't imagine waiting until I'm 40 to have kids. And it's like, 20-year-old me, 20-something-year-old me with a kid, absolutely not. She was not ready. She was not ready. On planes. Oh, listen, outside. Okay, 30.
So you were being a 304 when you were supposed to have been being a wife. And even if you weren't being a 304, if you just weren't marriage-minded during your 20s and 30s and you were just outside having fun, it means you were wasting time. And you lucked up in your 40s, and now you're telling other women to do the same thing. I don't think that that's wise. Good thing you're a slightly above average looking woman and there were still opportunities for you. How do you think that's going to work for a woman who might not be as attractive as you, right? Who might not have the figure you have? How do you think that's going to work out for her? Are you starting to understand why this is bad advice for all the women? Maybe good advice for you and other women who might be in your circumstance, might have a magic wound that's going to pop something out at 40 while still looking good. Look at Kendra. She's over 40. Her eggs are in the refrigerator. Not every woman is going to be able to do things like you do it. Anecdotal evidence is always bad.
God knew what he was doing. He was like, sis, you need a few more years to get your stuff together.
But you know what I love about that, though? And this is what I've learned in hosting my dating show. Life is really not one size fit all, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're 20 years old and you're ready to become a mom, no shade. Like, that makes sense. But if you're not ready, you know, I'm a big believer and I get so much help from this online, but I will never change this. I will always tell women to freeze their eggs because it will just buy you more time.
You get hell for telling people to freeze their eggs?
Oh, girl. Girl, you understand these internet streets be like,
oh my God,
they be trying to come for me and my frozen eggs, baby child.
It's pretty difficult to put into words how disgusted I am.
The pterodactyl eggs.
Eggs.
Kendra, you're going to keep bringing these eggs up as if they do something. You've been bringing them up for 5 years. It's not doing nothing for your argument in this conversation. It doesn't make you a wiser woman for being borderline 50 and not having any substantial relationships. If anything, it diminishes your dating market value because any guy who wants to have a baby with you, he has to accept somebody else carrying his baby possibly. You guys are probably going to have some type of surrogate situation or whatever the case. Men don't want to do stuff like this. Men don't find having a baby this way as exciting as some old broad who wants a career. Have you thought about the fact that the guy who you want, hypothetically speaking, based off of the numbers and what you make, possibly makes around $500,000 a year? Don't you think that after working hard to be that rare of an earner, he wants to have his babies in slightly more normal circumstances that doesn't require him to come off more bread? You're probably not thinking about that, right? Because this is about you. And you being able to have as much time as you want in the dating market to be a man and to focus on your career and get fatter.
Smartest thing you could do.
Yes, because
a lot of companies, their insurance will cover it, so it's...
I've collected baseball, basketball, and football cards since I was a kid, and I almost...
We assembled an experienced team to prove much easier to grasp.
At the camera. If you know you want 25, or maybe you'll meet Mr. Right at 42, and at least you have your frozen eggs if you want to pursue motherhood still. So I will always, I'm gonna look right at the camera. If you know you want to be a mom one day, freeze your eggs right now. Now, yes, it's gonna cost you a coin, but you buying expensive purses, you going on trips. You a liar.
If you're gonna help black women, you're gonna have to know who you're talking to. They're not going on trips. They're not buying expensive purses. These women are faking the funk. A lot of these women aren't traveling nearly as much as they say. All these women who call into your show who say they make 6 figures, most of them do not. Most of them don't have $2,500 or whatever it is it might cost to freeze or cryo freeze a child, an embryo or whatever.
Way it will give you opportunity to not be rushed when you meet a guy. So I'm never gonna not tell women to do that.
It's all to take control out of the man's hands. To say, well, now you can't tell me when I have to do this. And now you can't dangle an engagement over because I can have a baby whenever I want. But what Kendra is failing to realize is even though she might have frozen eggs, she's still going to fail to compete with younger women from a physical standpoint, an attraction standpoint, them not being all heartbroken and having all that baggage. You're still putting yourself in a position where you're going to be an older woman competing with women who are fresher, younger, and just in general better.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
married, that's in his cloth, right? Like, and on my show in particular, when I meet men who are, I could tell the men who are very serious about getting married, and a lot of times it ties to children because they're ready to start their legacy. So at that moment, they're really looking for a life partner because they want to really start life with that person. I think there's some men who just like being in relationships. I think BG was that kind of guy.
He is definitely a serial dater, serial monogamous, like, yes, relationship.
And I think if you're dealing with a guy who's never had a girlfriend, that is a sign. Like, he doesn't like having a girlfriend. He's okay with just dating with women with no titles. This isn't necessarily a judgment. It's more of a get the insight, because you can waste your time.
Psychology proves actually that guys who hop from relationship to relationship are actually not as healthy, actually. See that? See how quick you can think you know what you're talking about, and really you don't? And there are people like me and Tommy Sotomayor who are psychology buffs, and we love psychology. Tommy actually has a degree in it. I don't. I'm just fascinated in psychology. And some of us pay attention to pathology and things like that. And a lot of us guys know that a lot of our homies who stay relationship hopping, they are just breeding ground for women who are vultures, women who like are gold diggers, women who are opportunists. I'm not saying that that's what this woman is. I'm just saying that the guy who has not so many partners in his past and the guy who's looking for that right one, he usually tends to make better choices in his life. He's not really making choices from trauma or from voids that need to be filled. You know what I'm saying? But you relationship hopper, serial monogamy guys, oh, those dudes have a lot of past trauma and a whole lot of...
Now, with that being said, so since your man is 100% a provider in the home, which I hear all day, every day on my show, do you think that should be every woman's requirement? Should she require that her man is 100% the provider?
No, unless it is important to you.
Okay.
Damn. Wait a second, because I was almost trying to be on your side. You're like, if it's important to you. But here's the thing, man. The issue with good-looking women in the dating market is that they believe that every other woman is having a good-looking woman experience. They're always like, well, if you want marriage, just say that, girl. You got to tell him. If you want marriage, you better make sure he knows. You better make sure he's marriageable type. You better make sure she's a marriageable type. And they don't know that they're winning for reasons that a lot of the other women aren't even winning. More simple and primitive reasons, like you look better than the rest of them.
Everything is expensive. I mean, come on, even especially in LA.
Right.
So if I'm working a job and this is what I can afford, you're working a job, this is what you can afford, we put our stuff together and we could really, take ourselves to another level, get a better place, get a better car, go on more trips. Yes, do that. I think you should do that.
You think you should do that? Okay. Advice from a wise child. We'll say.
For all of my 50-50 guys out there, she's supportive of men going 50-50. That might be the only, if you want to call it a positive aspect of the conversation, you can, even though I encourage men to work as hard as they can to be able to pay all the bills. I believe that because of modern women and because of that subject we were talking about earlier, that women being more in control or paying even half, a lot of the times affects the way she listens in the home, which is trouble. It's trouble. And it means that money isn't the problem. Women are the problem. The money doesn't make them decide to start acting more masculine now that they just got a little degree or they start earning more money. We've seen women get a degree, get a different job, then look at the father of their child, somebody who they've already given the highest honor, and then say, nah, I don't think we're growing at the same rate. I think I need to move on from you. So, yeah.
And this is one thing I know. I'm happy you said the word. You do not believe a man is a prize.
I just don't understand this concept. I'm sorry. It is like, you have to teach me, girl.
No, listen, I'm with you. And I always say this, and I've said this time and time again. Every husband that I know does not feel like he's the prize. Like, they really do feel like their wife is the prize. And in my head right now, your relationship included, I'm thinking of like 5 men, and they all do extremely well. Like, they all make more than the wife in the heads that I'm like, the guys I'm thinking of, and they would all say that their wife is the prize. None of these men would tell me that they're the prize over their wife.
Men miss a day where we would act as if the woman was the more valuable thing. You guys remember Temptations, where there's shoo up, do up, and down the street trying to approach a girl and giving her this spectacle to make her feel special, and so on and so forth. Some men are still half functioning in the time where it was valuable to create an allure that women were more valuable than what they were for the sake of charming them and making them feel good so that they could be comfortable enough to date us. See, this game is over because you women have become men.
I don't know what the hell you've been looking at, but I'm looking at a damn man.
You women are now more masculine and more aggressive than you've ever been. And not like you act like a dude. I mean, you're masculine in the way that you think, your paradigm, your pathology. Not that you act like a stud. Let's stay focused. It's the fact that you are just bad at being women.
What are you looking at?
You guys are not the women who receive the chivalry you miss. Let's continue.
About that.
I do, because I mean, it's new, right? So the man is the prize thing is so new to me. Like, you know that when I started hearing it, I was like, is this real? And they're like, yes,
Yeah.
girl, that's what they say. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And then I kind of heard it in real life, and I was like, you won't get in trouble talking like that. But apparently it's a thing. No, I feel like from where my belief system is that if you have a good husband, I mean, he will take your life somewhere that you couldn't imagine. He will take you places that you've never been. He will treat you in ways that you could not have dreamed of being taught, treated, loved on, doted on. I mean, it will be the most magnificent trip of your life if you have a good husband. So obviously he is precious, he is a prize. But for a man, a single man walking around earth saying, I'm the prize, it just seems odd.
That's all you're going to say, is that it just seems odd. Kendra, thank you for bringing her onto your show, because what she does is she's doing a great job of symbolizing how women come to their conclusions in the dating market. They just don't feel good about the things that men are saying, and then say, I don't even know why I feel bad about it. I just want it to stop. It's the same thing with, like, in generally speaking, when talking about this RP content or men advocacy content, women are like saying, I'm not saying that I disagree. I'm just saying I want it to stop. You're saying that it feels odd, but where's the disagreement? Where's the logic? Where's the argument? And man, this bothers me because you've already secured a lifetime of security from a man, but you reek of man bias. I just think that there are some women where they might be married, they might even love the hell out of their husband, but they never even thought about the fact that men, we're better than you, and you want us better. For example, if you make $100,000 a year and I make $100,000 a year, you're going to want to go date a guy who makes $150,000 a year, which means you want your man better. And you see how she said a man will take you on trips, he'll give you experiences you can't give yourself. He'll take you on a ride you can never take yourself on, and so on and so forth. But he's not supposed to be viewed as the prize, even though he can do so many things you can't do for yourself. Your life is literally changed because he's there. His life doesn't change because you're there. He just has to spend more money because you're there. But he's not the prize? Come on. Look at what guys are dealing with nowadays in modern day society. We're supposed to put the money up. We're supposed to be better than them. We're supposed to be more coordinated than them, more inventive, but we aren't supposed to say it. Hit the subscribe button on your way out of the room. Also hit the notification bell so you can be notified every single time we post content just like this. I'll see you guys on the next one.